Hi, James from beautiful Southern California. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for inviting me on. Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful day today.
It's a beautiful
Absolutely.
day. Please share
Yeah,
more information. Do you see? Is it sunny day?
it's sunny. We've had all this
Wow.
rain, so it's
Yeah,
like warm weather and snow-capped mountains all in the clear because everything's just it's just a gorgeous day. And
amazing, amazing.
yeah, it's a good
It's
good drive into work. I wish I didn't have to be inside, but sometimes you got to be
yeah.
inside.
Is it more inspiring for work, or you just want to go out for hiking or something?
I'd like to go out and ride my motorcycle. Actually, that would
Motorcycle?
be a nice
Okay.
thing today. Yeah, but
Okay.
uh, but no,
What do
yeah, it's
you
just
what do you
I like
ride?
being in. I have a vintage Honda. It's a
Wow.
1977 CB 550F Super Sport, kind of cafe'd up. It's nice.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's
I
fun.
used to
It's
ride
fun.
it. I used to ride it to work a few days a week, and unfortunately, in July, I had an accident and broke my arm here. So
Wow.
I I don't commute on it anymore. I'm riding less now that
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
back on it. I'm like I'm a
But
little more careful. I don't want to go in traffic so much.
sure.
Yeah,
At least you can talk about it in podcast and stuff like that, right? So it's
yeah,
part of
absolutely.
your,
It's
yeah,
something interesting. Yeah,
yes, of course, of course. Great, great. So, and also the topic of the day is very interesting, children customs, right? So
oh yeah,
again,
absolutely.
I'd love to learn more about TEETOT and about your role. So what,
So TEETOT's a 35-year-old brand. We've been around for a long time, and we specialize in like really high quality children's costumes. And these are not meant to just these are imagination play costumes. These are costumes that even though most of them, obviously, like with all costumes, are sold in the U.S. around Halloween time. You know, what we're making are not Halloween costumes, but dress up play and imagination play costumes. So it's designed to inspire children you know, uh, to role play and imagine. And there's an educational component in that, and just a general growth component. And also gets kids off of screens
yeah.
and whatnot. So it's good, and they're targeted. The Obviously the target is parents who buy them for their kids, but
Hmm.
it's for children 3 to 8 years old. So they're for little kids.
Yeah.
So it's a
For
little
over,
kids product.
yeah, for
Yeah,
over 3 decades. Wow. Amazing.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's been around for a while now. Um, but online sales is relatively new. I was brought in almost 3 years ago, and they did have a website that an outside consulting firm had created, but it really didn't do. It was done in WordPress,
Hmm.
and I forgot what the e-commerce platform was with it.
WooCommerce.
It was
Woo.
WooCommerce. You got
Yeah.
it. It was WooCommerce, and it was. I came in. I was just like, this thing's a dog. It's over designed, and it's hard to work with. And I instantly made the decision to port us over to Shopify, and it was a real easy port. I was able to download all the data, upload it into Shopify, and then redesign
Hmm.
the site. And I've spent the last 2 years optimizing that site.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, but even from year one to year two, the year one, the thing I inherited, and once I changed things over and started doing uh, all the different ways of either promoting or optimizing the site, I was able to increase our online sales by 10 times, which was relatively
Wow.
easy because there weren't that many to begin with because of what I
Okay.
came into.
Yeah.
But but it was a very heartening start, especially using that. And so a lot of my work, uh, uh, I mean, it, I'm responsible for building different channels to bring in work, to bring in sales for our online sales, which are direct to consumer. So we're a manufacturer and designer. We don't sell anybody else's product. We just sell our own. And
Hmm.
um, so so in addition to obviously our product has been in stores for years, but our direct channel is something that I'm responsible for building for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. So how well, I mean, how was it from the beginning? What are the, I mean, you've built an online platform, you had a target to
Mhm.
scale it, you scale it 10 times, you said. Obviously, there were a lot of challenges. What was the strategy? How did you start on, doing the acquisition at the early days? And what are some of the challenges that you faced then?
Uh, well, there was a lot of experimenting going on. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm uh, uh, big basic challenges was making sure that SEO is a huge part of it. It still is,
Okay.
um, and that was the thing about SEO is it just takes a long time. I'm seeing results now where um, we have so many keywords that are now showing up on the first page of Google,
Mm-hmm.
and when I started, I hardly had any, and it was just building backlinks, optimizing our content, being able to creating blog content, adding things on, and it's paying off, but it just takes a long time.
Long time, yeah.
And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this season because it seems in the last few months are based on Google Analytics and other tools that I have. It seems that our numbers are like going through the roof right
Wow.
now in anticipation of our season. And our season, as far as where we sell the most, is between August and December,
Yeah.
mostly August through October, and that's when most of it happens. So I was able to, like I said, I was able to 10 times it after the first year, over doubled that for the second year. This year, I'm hoping to at least double what I did last year.
Yeah.
And
So you mentioned SEO. It's obviously goes to probably your blog area, your blog sections of the website, but it's also
mhm.
related to the way you describe the product themselves, right? I mean, using the right
Yeah,
keywords and product
absolutely.
description. Yeah.
And I've been using, what I've been using recently, and it's still an ongoing project, but I've been incorporating AI into developing those things as well. So what I've been
Okay.
doing is it's fantastic. I'm really good. I have long experience as a creative director,
Hmm.
where I've had people that I've had to direct. That really translates well into being able to write prompts and basically direct the AI to get what I need out of it. And what I've been doing is I've been uh, taking our content and then using ChatGPT 4 and 3 and 3.5 and 4 to
Hmm.
massage the content and say, okay, here's what I have. Please redo this for uh, uh, for these keywords to optimize, etc. And
Yeah.
then I'll rewrite it from there. It's been it's been a game changer that way.
Wow.
Uh,
Nice. So it's
yeah.
a kind of a tool. Obviously, you're not taking the whatever the ChatGPT gives you. You use it in the
Oh,
process using
oh,
the right keyword.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
you,
We don't want to use exactly what they give you
no.
because Google doesn't like it.
Sure.
Google's going to look. They can recognize if it's and what they. It's getting better and better, obviously, uh, but it's still like having a conglomerated. Uh, it's almost like uh, a expert collaborator who has a lot
Hmm.
of knowledge that
Nice.
you can
Yeah.
go, hey, what do you think of this? How does this, and I've been incorporating that into the process,
Yeah.
basically because I'm mostly a one man department. I
Yeah.
I have to do it all right now until I can grow to the point where I can have more people underneath me.
Nice. And
Yeah.
obviously, it's kind of a brainstorm, helping you with brainstorming, right? And trying to come up with more ideas and then implement it this right on your own. What else do you do on the marketing side?
I mean, obviously, uh, we do AdWords, standard stuff, especially, and concentrate on that during our busy season as well.
Hmm.
And we try to do things that are a bit more organic, uh, reaching out to uh, uh, not necessarily influencers, but creators and try to get even our customers to like urge them to post things that are about us, so that we can stay top of mind and get into other little
Like
corners.
testimonials or reviews
Yeah.
or stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, reviews
Yeah.
are a game changer too. So
Okay.
I
Yeah.
was recently able to incorporate a review system into our Shopify, and fortunately, we're selling on Etsy as well as a channel. We
Mm-hmm.
can do that because even though we're not, uh, we manufacture a lot, but because we are designed in house, and you know, we have an in-house design team and everything else. We're designing everything ourselves. It still qualifies under Etsy's rules, and uh, Etsy has been wonderful because Etsy naturally has all these great reviews, and we have all 5-star ratings on Etsy. And I was able to take all those,
Mm-hmm.
bring them out, and then deploy them to our site, plus,
Uh-huh.
and then start getting a lot more and double it with our actual new reviews directly from our site. And then recently, uh, I was able to, and this will be another game changer. I was able to take those reviews and put them on Google Shopping. So they're sunk up with Google Shopping. So now
Uh-huh.
they show up. So when our products show up in Google Shopping, they have the same 5 stars on there with the reviews that we've garnered from these other platforms all put together.
Nice.
That having reviews on your site is the other thing recently that's been boosting as I was telling you, has been boosting our stats in Google, and our where our keywords are ending up. So it all builds upon
Yeah.
itself.
So what is the impact of this specific topic? It's like better conversion rates, or what?
Uh,
How do you
uh,
analyze the performance of
well,
this?
I'll tell you at the end of this year
Okay.
exactly how
Yeah.
how uh, how how that how that played out. But
Yeah.
um, but it means mostly better traffic and more uh, uh, relevant traffic. And that's the key. I'd rather get half I'd rather have just more relevant traffic than just clicks, and that's
Yeah.
and that's what it's about. So that's another thing that I'm you know tweaking and trying to
Yes.
make work in the organic space.
Yeah. So I mean, the users of your products are the children, obviously, but the buyers are the parents, right? So how do
Yeah.
you strategize the marketing? Is the marketing, I mean, you're targeting the children, targeting the
Well,
parents?
no, we're always targeting the parents. So
Uh-huh.
whether I'm creating keywords, or creating um, like an AdWords campaign, or
Mm-hmm.
any type of Google Ads campaign, I'm optimizing it to reach the right parents and the right demographics. And primarily, we are not selling internationally, so we're only concerned about U.S. So
Sure.
concentrated on there, obviously. Um, and yeah, I mean uh, that's the
So
primary goal.
the parents know that they need to buy, customs for the children's, or the
Oh
children's are,
yeah. Well,
yeah.
I mean, we'd love to get it in front of children, but there's
Yeah.
just no way to do that. There's
Mm-hmm.
no way to directly do that. So
Yes.
the idea, especially with something like this, which is semi-educational, or so our products, like I said, are in. Even though Halloween is our biggest uh, area, our stuff is designed to be toy box quality, and that. Hang on. So what that means, for instance, like if you can
Nice.
see, this is a one of our firefighter suits, one of our most
Mm-hmm.
popular things, and it looks and feels and wears like an authentic firefighter suit, and
Wow. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
super high quality. The cotton and cotton polyester
Yeah.
blend and everything else. Very, this is solid stuff. It's not a throwaway costume. It's not a wear once costume. It's
Mm-hmm.
something that's designed for like I said, toy box quality. It's something to be used again and again. And what we're creating are things that, are inspirational or allow kids to uh, participate in imagination play.
Yeah.
And so that is kind of a parenting thing. It's something to uh, inspire the parents to say, like, oh, yeah, this would be great for my kid. They'll play outside. They'll be able to do this stuff, get them off their screens, you know.
Yeah. You know,
So, so that's kind of the play.
sure. You mentioned at the beginning that you're doing like a high-end customs, and I wanted to ask you, what do you mean by that? But then I saw the quality and the attention to details. I think it's very, very clear,
Yeah.
what you mean. It's really, really
Yeah.
high-end, amazing.
We stand out in that factor. And our price point isn't even that high compared to other ones across the board. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, we're talking, uh, if you look on our website, it's things are in the $40 to $60 range
Yeah,
for an outfit, which isn't bad for what you're getting.
sure.
You know, it could easily be higher. And we have a few very, specific competitors, and they've been online a little bit longer than us, and everyone has a different feel to what they're doing. And um, so another thing that I did creatively in developing our online brand, in line with our brand, but um, I went for more of a toy feel as opposed to a lifestyle feel,
Uh-huh.
and just concentrating on the quality of the things. Um, and you'll see our competitors will have uh, kind of a softer feel, and I needed to stand out in a different way, so I'm showing it in a different way.
Yes.
I wanted to be able to differentiate our product.
Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it. So Google, obviously you're spending more, so I guess it's working well for you on that front. Uh,
Google, oh, um, let me see. I want to see if I have the stats up on my board here. Uh, Google, as far as ROAS, I'm getting about in most of my categories, I'm getting around a 4.
Four, yeah.
Uh, uh, and which is like, I can't go much lower than that, but 4 is decent.
Mm-hmm.
And Google, as far as uh, the paid ads are, Google is usually the best. I've not been able to crack uh, any of the Meta stuff successfally. I find
Okay.
Meta really difficult to get a good
Why?
ROI on,
Why do you think
because they
so?
don't. I think uh, maybe because I'm not spending enough. Because I don't.
Okay.
Because if you don't spend much, they don't seem to push you very
Mm-hmm.
far, and I don't really get. I don't get sales. I
Probably
can
there is
I can spend that money and I'm not getting sales back.
Darn getting
So
sound. There's a threshold, I think, that you're not there yet, I guess, to get
yeah,
the right traction, I assume.
what do you know
And
about it? What have you heard in all
no,
your?
I heard this also from many other brands. I mean, it's getting more and more difficult to get
Yeah,
really an effective ROAS from Meta. Yeah.
yeah. I think of Meta, um, and actually any of our social media as as awareness and brand building.
Okay.
So that's, I would love to be able to have um, a campaign that's, you know doing, like, where I can have a hugely integrated campaign that is just like, wow, I know if I'm going to spend this much, I'm going to get this much back, and people are buying, buying, buying. But I'm not selling razors, and I'm not selling, you know,
Yes.
what I'm selling is kind of harder to kind of become that viral product, because it's not for the person looking at it.
Yes.
It's my difficulty is I'm one step back. It's
Yeah.
always for the parent or the grandparent who's going to buy the item.
Yes.
So
It's obviously also because it's fully regulated industry, right? And there are
yeah. Oh
plenty
yeah,
of
it
things that you
limits
cannot do.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. especially like on TikTok. Um, uh, TikTok's the same way, and I love TikTok. It's one of my favorite platforms. It's just a general creator platform, uh, but it takes um, a lot of time and effort to consistently create things on TikTok. And then if you don't see the results coming back, it's hard to justify continuing to spend
Yeah.
that for the creation. And also, it's just like I can't personally, bearded middle-aged man go on TikTok, and I just don't think it's brand appropriate for me to be like
Yeah.
hey, let me tell you about this. I think it actually would probably work really well. Now that I'm looking at it, I can probably be very authentic and just say, let me tell you about this cool stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I have to talk to my
It,
president about that. Maybe it'll work.
yeah. It doesn't look that bad now that you did it.
Yeah,
I think it's think about it. It should work in
yeah,
a certain way.
yeah.
I mean, it's
A
very authentic.
little more authentic and grandfatherly. I will just,
Yeah.
I'll let my beard go gray, so it's
Go
like a little
gray.
bit more
Yeah.
soft. Yeah,
Oh, you need to learn from me a little bit. So then
yeah,
it will work. Nice.
yeah.
Nice thing. So what else is working for you, and what are the things that you hope to improve in terms of things that you've tried?
So I pretty much told you everything that's working
Hmm.
for us. I think patiently building SEO has been the most valuable thing for us. And again, um, just opening multiple channels. So
Yeah.
you are, uh, you know, uh, even though technically our direct sales, like last year, our Amazon sales were almost half of all our sales,
Okay.
uh, and then our Shopify sales were almost there, and there was a portion that were Etsy sales, but I
Hmm.
lumped those in with Shopify because they all come through Shopify. Same with
Yeah.
the Walmart; it's going to come in through Shopify.
Hmm.
I use a tool um, that integrates uh, so that all my orders come in through Shopify. If I can get my Amazon orders to come in through Shopify, that'd be great. But no, I can't. They don't do that. But uh, but even though the Amazon sales are almost uh, like for last year in our busy season, we're almost half. Uh, those sales uh, were the least profitable, and it just eats up so much. So
Hmm.
I'm not concentrating as much on Amazon right now. I'm going to continue to be out there. I'm going to continue to jump through their hoops and optimize as much as possible, but I am going to spend far less promoting on Amazon and just being there, and I'm going to concentrate on other things. I have uh, starting with the Walmart platform, I have higher hopes that I can spend there and get more ROI.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's going to be the
Interesting.
test
Yep.
this year.
That's this year
Just
versus
be
Amazon.
it,
Yeah.
it's not as crowded a marketplace,
Got it.
and it has a lot of traffic, but the marketplace isn't as crowded, and it can play to some of our demographic. And then everything else is uh, again just building. And of course I'll concentrate on uh, uh, on Google, on the Google end, on paid ads in Google.
Yes. Tell me
Yeah.
more about this, about the workflow with the Walmart, because you say it's coming to your own Shopify as an order, right? So
Oh,
how the
so
workflow is working? Yeah.
it works identical for me as far as how the orders come in. It works
Hmm.
identically to the Etsy orders. So our shop, we use a tool that uh, talks between our Shopify and our Etsy, and we use that same tool. They have the same thing built for Walmart.
Hmm.
Would you like to know what it's called?
No,
Okay,
doesn't
it's
matter.
not
Just to understand the
okay.
workfar. Yeah.
Yeah, so as far it's seamless. I The orders come in, whether they're coming in from directly from Shopify or from uh, or from Walmart. We don't have
Walmart.
that many Walmarts right now,
Yeah.
or from Etsy.
Mm-hmm.
They just show up into my Shopify, and I can um, interact with all the clients there and do all my fulfillment. So I only have to deal with one platform when I'm
Okay.
fulfilling.
So each one of those channels are like siloed, right? You need to allocate specific inventory for them, or is just
No,
sh-
no, I don't
it's a
have to do that at
shared.
all.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's what's beautiful about it.
Nice.
All I have to do is deal with my inventory and everything on Shopify, and it updates
Mm-hmm.
across and debits across. So yeah,
Very nice.
the only
Very
thing
nice.
the only place I don't have that across the board is Amazon, where I have to go like, well, if I'm running out of something, I have to go over to Amazon and take it down.
Sure. Sure.
But
Sure.
other than that,
What do you see in the industry for 2024? I mean, some of the trends or changes from last year.
mm, I am. I can only talk about what I see for me.
Yeah.
As far as I think the trend is going to go as far as like using influencers. I think influencers. I have tried influencers in the past, and I found it
Mm-hmm.
to be a big waste of money.
Oh, really?
Uh, I think for me, influencer marketing um, doesn't produce enough ROI the way
All
I've been
right.
using it. Maybe I've been using it wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but it hasn't seemed to work as well. So, and I've been seeing, as far as what I've been seeing in general, as far as opinion, uh, is that people are coming around to realizing that's not the place to spend because it doesn't, uh, except for certain niche things, it doesn't necessarily work. What I would like to do, though, and this is the other thing for this year, as long as TikTok stays alive, is make the TikTok shop happen and then see if I can uh, get things set up so other people can sell our stuff on TikTok as well as us,
Yes.
and get influencers there to say like, hey, check out this cool thing. These are awesome. You should get them to link in my,
Mm-hmm.
links below, sponsored posts. I have not been able to take advantage of that yet, just bandwidth wise, because I
Mm-hmm.
have many other things to take care of. But that is on my agenda for this year. Again, as long as TikTok doesn't get banned in the United States, which I don't think it's
Yeah.
going to do.
Yeah.
um,
So you are opening a TikTok shop and try to work with those influencers over there.
yeah, we had a TikTok shop before, and then TikTok took them all down and then relaunched, and then we had to start again. And um, uh, it's been kind of a slog.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as bad as it's not as bad as, but almost as bad as Amazon. Amazon's a nightmare to deal with because they
Yeah.
keep. I'm like right now I have to upload all sorts of like. I'm like we test all our stuff, and we're an established brand. We test our stuff to international standards, and Amazon's like, well, we need all the proof that you've done this. I'm like, oh my god, this is so much stuff and
Yeah.
that they require. And I'm like, we've been selling, and other people have sold our stuff on
Yes.
Amazon for a long time, and now you're asking. But okay, but things like this take up all your time.
And on the TikTok side, they ask questions about because it's a children product or anything of that
Well, they
sort.
don't even have the ability to select children's
Okay,
product as a
it's not in the
market.
menu even.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
even in the menu. So, and then they come, and when you publish it, they push back. So yeah, I just have to go through some hoops with that. I think
Got
it's
it.
possible, and I want to make it
Sure.
happen. So that's the thing. Oh, another thing that's actually helped us a lot is we do have an affiliate program, like a direct affiliate program. So we have
Mm-hmm.
lots of people and they're growing all the time, who market our stuff for a small commission.
Okay.
So we get a percentage that way as well, and that's been growing. And I've been
These
doing that since I got in as well.
these are like also individuals, like influencers, or like dealers or
Some
company?
or people who are
Huh.
just like internet marketers who try to find
Wow,
different things to push, and
nice.
they'll
So they
just
go on
put links up
YouTube
there.
and stuff, and so you give
Yeah.
them like coupon
Oh,
codes and they can promote it.
yeah, basically they register with us and I approve it. They put in their coupon code or
Hmm.
link, and anytime somebody
Yeah,
uses one of theirs, they get 10% of the sale.
whatever. Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, it's 10%. So,
yeah. Okay, good, good, good.
yeah. So that's another way to get out there that I
Wow,
find
really,
is useful. I
really
wish I
interesting.
was, yeah, I wish I had more. I'm in this, my background is in digital creative. In 1996, uh, uh, I founded a digital creative agency, and we had it for over 20 years.
Hmm.
And we did user experience and user interface design and interactive advertising and rich media advertising for very big brands. Yahoo was a huge client of ours from 99 to
Wow.
2009. Nikon USA, we do. And actually, my company still exists, the old
Hmm.
company. I no longer own it, but they still have Nikon as a client and do all of um, Nikon USA's e-commerce and forward-facing uh, uh, design and marketing.
Yeah,
And uh, so I have a lot of experience in that end of creative, but and it translates somewhat to here, but a lot of this is something that I've understood and knew intellectually, but not as in this role. So
hmm,
I am learning as I go in this role.
sure. I
Fortunately,
mean,
I'm
one
pretty
of the great
plastic up here, so I can
exactly.
figure
I
things out.
mean, the great things about e-commerce is that everyone are really passionate about the business, and because it's
Mhm.
always experimentation mode, right? You need to be agile,
Yeah,
you need to learn always new things, and you can try and
yeah,
immediately know if you're in the right direction. So lose
yeah.
early, keep going, and that's a really interesting, aspect of this business. So how did you start? I mean, the e-commerce. What what brought you to e-commerce? How this happened?
Oh, um, well, I mean, how do I start here? Well, I happened to. Um, I was offered this job.
Hmm.
They needed
Yeah.
somebody. They knew me. They knew I had experience,
Uh,
broad experience in the realm, and
yeah.
uh, I am a generalist and not a specialist, which works really well when you can't have a large department.
Exactly.
So I'm actually, I have a background in film. You know, I will shoot and produce commercials uh, and econ and social media stuff myself.
Uh huh.
I just have experience in all sorts of different verticals that I can put all together, and that's
Nice.
always been my thing. So
So
that's how I got into it.
I
You
think
know,
it's perfect for the company and also very good for you. I mean, because you've been dealing jack of all trades, dealing with so many things, makes this a whole lot interesting, right?
yeah, absolutely, and it's good because I know enough about. I I am I am someone who is, and I think this is really important in any role like this. Uh, you have to kind of be right at the tip of the zeitgeist
Hmm.
all the time. I'm an early adopter of everything and an active user of all different medias. So I
Okay.
mean, I'm on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram every day,
Hmm.
and kind of like living in the space and experiencing the space from my customer's perspective, because I am one of them as well. I'm not,
Yes.
and you can't not be in it and really understand it. And if you're not in it, you're not going to understand the power of it. You're not
Yeah.
going to be able to see what other people are doing in it and be inspired by that. Um, it's, I just think it's really important to stay plastic in your thinking, and that's the only way to survive in this.
Of course.
I'm probably, I'm on the older end of the folks doing this probably, but I've been doing it. Like I said, I've been in the interactive and interactive design, web, etc. space since the beginning. So, but I've
Yes.
tried not to become a dinosaur in it either. I try.
Great. That's the right attitude, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Great, James. So this is the fun fact part of the episode.
Okay.
So would love for you to share something that probably most of your professional network are not aware of. So.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah.
Well, I am I'm a filmmaker, and I've made quite a few short films and directed music videos.
Wow.
And not directly involved in this. So that's been something that I've dabbled with and been involved with over my entire career, but it's never been my career. It's just been something else that I do.
Really? So it was kind of like something you did, like a hobby or something, or like.
Well, that was so that's the thing. That was gonna be my career. You know, I was gonna be a filmmaker, and what ended up happening is the thing about if you want to be a director, producer, writer, it's again multiple disciplines that you have to learn simultaneously. So it's naturally good for a creative generalist, okay, not a creative specialist, where you're getting performances. And this is what I believe about business in general and about leadership, is that when you are in a leadership position with multiple people working with you, as a leader, what you're doing is you're like a director. You are getting performances out of every role. They're like your actors and your editor and your cinematographer and everything else. What you're doing is you have to be able to speak enough of all of their languages and to empathize with them, to understand what they need, and also to be able to inspire them and nurture them to get the performance that you need out of them, no matter what it is. So that's what naturally led me into, when I was going to be a filmmaker, suddenly I had a family. I was like this, I was in my late 20s, ready to be the, Quentin Tarantino. We're about the same age. And I got married and had a kid. It's like, oh shoot, I can't be a starving artist trying to make it anymore. I have to make money. And then it was just like, well, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And the internet came around. I'm just like, let's start a business, and became successful there. And, sent my kids to college, did all that stuff. Right. But while I diverted my life into, being Don Draper and doing all this other stuff, I ended up, I still kept a hand in the filmmaking aspect of it. And that's why that's still been there.
Wow,
as a matter of fact, on my personal TikTok, I was able to use AI to upscale one of my 16 millimeter, my thesis film from college.
Really?
I was able to, because back when I made it, it was a 16 millimeter film. It was beautiful. It got screened at the DGA and everything. It was, but the transfer was like a low res transfer. It was like standard res because it was back then. So I had that digitized, and then recently I was able to use AI to upscale it to high def.
Pixels.
Yeah, exactly. And it did a pretty good job. And as a matter of fact, I just if you go to my TikTok, my personal TikTok, you can see my big student film. I just posted it recently because I was able to do that.
So I want you to share it with me so we can put it in the show notes of this episode. Okay?
Sure thing. I'll share the YouTube link to it.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Okay. No problem, James. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed speaking with you, and I hope I've provided somebody with some inspiration, or at least something.
Of course. Wish you all the best for 2024 and all the plans, to come true. And our AS should be amazing. All the best, James.
Thank you.